How's it going, everyone? I'm here with a quick movie review because I want to talk about a movie I watched recently and really just love. Fallen in love with because it's amazing. Got great storytelling, great movie selection, and everything. Well, in my opinion, it does. But so the movie I want to talk about, K-pop Demon Hunters. It has only one major issue with it, which is basically just the movie is dependent on what you are into as a person, because it has a lot of very specific ways of telling its story, specific choices in music, specific choices in comedy, where if you're not into these choices they made, like into the things they decided to choose for the music, the soundtrack, the storytelling aspects, and the way they tell their story, then you're not gonna vibe with this film as much as a lot of people are, unfortunately. But if you can find enjoyment in it, in these different things, I promise you will still enjoy the film. You will very much love it if you can find enjoyment in at least two of the three aspects I said, like the comedy, the music, or the storytelling itself, or all three. You will enjoy the film if you can enjoy a majority of these three things I listed. And there really is only one slight little problem, but that's also really one slight extra one, but I'll get into that one in a second. And yeah, I'd say that would be it for this segment. I'll segment away to another. I'll go to transition to the next segment where I'm speaking more on the movie and the story and everything else related to the film, actually, than this little segment. So the main reason for watching a movie in general is the story, and here's where my second gripe is a little bit, which is pretty simple, honestly. I really would have liked it if they'd drawn out the story just a little bit more, because the movie does feel just the tiniest bit too quick. Like, not entirely through, but in the final act. And you'll see some other people definitely reviewing this film that might also have that gripe, because it just feels like it goes into the final act, and then just a few minutes later, it's done. Which I would have liked if it was drawn out a little, at least a tiny bit more. Because I do understand when looking at it from a production standpoint, how difficult it definitely would have been to draw out that scene, while at the same time still keeping it the way it was in its drawn out form, more quick form that we got in the final product, because the final product is still good and all. It's just I really would have liked it if they leaned more heavily into these aspects of some of the things that happened in the final act, especially since it would have made them either more emotional or more happy or uplifting, because the final act definitely had a slew of different emotional moments, all of them varying from what emotion they want you to feel. And it is a little disappointing that some of them just felt like their moment was just started and then done in just seconds. And yeah, because besides that, the story is great. I love it. It's told well, which is basically the main thing, because the story itself is also pretty subjective in terms of whether you'd like the story or not. But in terms of how it's told, it is told in a very great form. The music done well. I keep on repeating that, but also at the same time, I love the music. I love it. I can't get enough of it. Everything on the soundtrack is on my playlists. I use multiple playlists for multiple different things, and yet Every single one of them has the entirety of the soundtrack on them. I can't get enough of it. Because, like I said, if you're a part of the audience that this movie was made for, you're going to love the film. You're going to. And if I had $1 million, I'd bet it right now. I would. I'd bet that shit up. But I don't. Because I'm broke. But that's besides the point. Point is, if I did, I would. I'd bet that shit up right now, and you would lose. You would lose. But anyway, film's great. I love it. Story was told great, especially for a story that I myself found great and one that I could find enjoyment in. The soundtrack, I think I literally just said that a second ago. Either way, still great. Comedy, also good. If it's comedy that's up your alley, because, you know, comedy is subjective and everything. Blah, 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 blah. Bullshit. Yeah. Comedy, I like it. Still keeping it entertaining, while at the same time not drowning out everything else going on in the film, and at the same time also being good for what it is and not just mindless childish slop like some movies that are what's the movie equivalent of the E for Everyone rating that games get? I forget. The movie is the film is the movie equivalent of that in terms of the rating it has. PG, there we go. PG. Yeah, it is PG, and it still does a pretty good job of being a bit comical with its PG rating, if the comedy is up your alley at all. And with that, I think that might be it for the review. I want to keep it short because I do want to just spend a bit of time gushing about the movie in this video because I love it. I love it. I do. I want people to support it. I want people to watch it, which is the reason I'm making a review on it in the first place, because I want anyone that hasn't seen the movie but watches my videos or might stumble upon this but hasn't seen the movie to, well, give it a shot at least. Because if you find yourself finding enjoyment in anything in the film, you're gonna love it a lot. So, yeah, I think that's it for the video. I have more videos to make right now because I want to get uploads going while at the same time saving a bunch of free time after I'm done building up a whole backlog of videos.